Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas football here at THSCA Coaches School and Convention in Houston, Texas, here at the Built with Chocolate Milk Coaches Lounge, here with the head coach of the Childress Bobcats, Coach Jason Sims. Coach, appreciate you making the long drive down to hang out with us today.
I appreciate you having us.
All right, Coach. Coaching school here in Houston, Texas. A lot of great vendors are out here and doing what they do, and for you guys to come all the way down to Houston. I mean, it's not down the road for sure. It's just your commitment to THSCA and the organization. How important is it for you and your coaches to make it down here and be at this convention?
Very, very important. You know, we a lot of tradition at Childress, and that tradition was started by Coach Charlie Johnson. And Coach Johnson is a former president of the association, and just instilled in us when we were, coming up and young coaches, and even when I was at a different school, he would always harp on the importance of being involved in this organization. And then as a young coach coming up and seeing what this organization does for our profession, I knew really quick that it was important for us to get down here. And then when I became a head coach, I've harped on my guys that we need to be involved, because this organization does so much for our profession and so much for our kids that we need to be active and involved, because that's the only way this thing continues to grow and be great.
All right, now me and Tepper got to hang out with you a little bit at State 7-on-7 this year and watch your kids compete, and it looked pretty good down in College Station. It's going to be a little different team, a little bit younger. I would say you lost some really, really good seniors that have moved on, but I know expectations haven't changed around Childress. You guys still have high expectations. I know you and your staff have high expectations with your kids. When we look ahead to 2019, what are some areas, what are you excited about with your kids, and what kind of personality do you feel like your ball club's going to have?
Yeah, we're anxious to get out there with this group and to see what this team's going to look like. They've had a lot of success. We got a good nucleus coming back from last year that's experienced a lot of success. A lot of these kids have been on varsity for a couple of years and went to the quarterfinals and won 10 games last year, and they know the expectations, and they're the leaders of this team. And then we have a lot of young kids, like you said, that are coming up. We're going to be young in a lot of spots, but like you saw them compete down there.
Yeah, they look pretty good to me. I mean,
we have talent. It's just unproven talent, and there's a lot of potential there. I don't know if y'all are familiar with the rodeo scene, but Strand Smith is a world champion calf roper, and he lives in Childress, and he came and spoke to our kids one time, and he gave them the definition of potential. Potential just means you haven't done anything yet. And so this team has a lot of potential.
Okay.
But
you're not going easy on them. I mean, they're going to get tested pretty quick. Your non-district schedule is as tough as always. You don't schedule soft, do you?
No, we don't. We believe that iron sharpens iron, and again, it's hard for us to get games sometimes because of the
when you have success, right? People aren't lined up at realignment. People aren't really lined up to play you guys. It's kind of like the last guy at the dance, right? You kind of see that guy over there, and it's like, oh, he was 16-0 last year. I guess I got to play him, right?
I send my coaches to the different region centers, and they always come back dejected because coaches just laugh in their face whenever we ask them if they want to play. That's a good problem to have, and we do have a tough schedule. I mean, we got to start off with Bushland, who's ranked. We're playing Eastland, who their quarterback is getting offered by everybody under the sun.
He's a good player. I've seen him.
Yes.
He's a good player, yeah.
Panhandle's they're ranked. They've got a great program going. And then we got to play Munster, and then
powerhouse. And your district's not easy either, right?
And then the biggest one of all is obviously Canadian,
yeah.
And that's a huge rivalry for us. It's a newly budded rivalry, and there's a ton of respect for us and those guys. And there's none better. There's not a better coach staff in the state of Texas than what Canadian has.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Your district went 4-0 in the first round of the playoffs last year, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. And then I think did all 4 teams make it to the third round, or did one of them? It was 3 out of 4, right?
All 4 teams went to the third round.
Wow. So the regional semifinals in Region 1, 3A, Division 2 was just a little district reunion, wasn't it?
Yes.
That's amazing, and I guess there's a possibility of that again this year. I mean, just looking on paper, I mean, a lot of Spearman looks like they're going to be solid again this year, and Tulia, right?
Tulia.
And Tulia, I mean, Coach Ramos has done a great job with that program. I mean, your district weekend, and even the teams that don't make the playoffs, there's no off weeks, are there?
No. Coach Arias over at Freona does a really good job, and I expect to see them make some noise in our district too.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were 6-4 and missed the playoffs. I mean, that's just speaks highly to your district and the quality of play. we were at 7-on-7. We were talking a little bit. We know that's not real football, and you guys are very active. You play. You host a state qualifying tournament. For you guys, what are the benefits of playing 7-on-7?
To compete. There's something to be said just for competing. I mean, it's the same reason why we want to make sure our kids are all playing basketball while they're playing baseball, while they're going track. Because it's one thing to lift and run and become a better athlete, but there's something to be said for competing and learning to compete and compete at a high level, and it just gives us an opportunity to compete in the summer. And also you get an idea of what you're going to have to work with athletically, and then there's some chemistry that can start to evolve through there, because we got to defend the pass and we've got to throw the ball. And I know it's under, not realistic circumstances when a quarterback just gets to stand there for 4 seconds looking pretty and throw the ball. No
pass rush, yeah.
And nobody's hitting them in the mouth.
Yeah.
That's not real. But there's a handful of the passes that, we've completed passes in football where we didn't block the defensive end and he came free, but we threw it on time and we didn't get sacked. And so you can develop some of that timing that you need for your offense to operate in the right way. And so we find value in it. And
you guys run your scheme. You don't run 7-on-7 plays. You guys are running your Friday night offense.
That's exactly right. You saw us. We were under center and running bootleg here and there. I mean, we're not going to deviate. We're going to run our offense. We're going to run our defense. We're not going to put one single funky 7-on-7 play on, and if that costs us a 7-on-7 game, so be it. We're in it to get better for Friday.
And like you said, those reps are just, I'm assuming, especially for a small school, because you guys don't have the luxury of having spring ball, obviously. Your kids are playing other sports. So I'd imagine that combined with another thing I was going to ask you about is those reps are just huge, aren't they?
They are. And, it's fun for the kids. Our kids have been to state a lot, and Adidas does a great job of putting that on, and the host, and it's fun for them, and they look forward to it. It's another reason why we like to do it.
The UIL this summer implemented a new rule where you guys are allowed 2 hours per week of skill-specific, sport-specific instruction. And I know at a small school you kind of have to share a little bit with athletes and that kind of thing, but how big has that been? How much further ahead do you feel like you guys are heading into fall practice, having those 2 hours in the summer?
Somewhat. I think everybody did it different, and we might have done it wrong, but we didn't use all 2 hours every week. We want our kids to be kids and to have some summertime. And yes, we use some of it to fix things that we saw wrong in 7-on-7 here and there, but we actually haven't brought the kids in during July at all for any of those skill things. We've done maybe the linemen have done a few things here and there, but we haven't just gone to all in all the way. But having the ability when we need to do it or want to do it, it's been awesome, and I'm glad that we're doing it, and I hope that it continues to stay. And then as this happens more and we start to network as a coaching community, we'll probably start to learn some better ways to use it.
I was going to say, maybe you can kind of talk to other coaches and see best practices, right?
Yes. I was on the other end. I didn't want to just jump in and go crazy and run the risk of being the program that said, hey, we did it the wrong way. Look at how burned out our kids are because of what we did. So we wanted to just kind of creep our way into it, and I feel like we did it the right way this summer.
Okay. Well, Coach, before we let you go, we're gonna have one more thing for you. We're going to have you spin the Dick's Sporting Goods wheel of questions. We got a lot of tough questions here. So give that thing a whirl, and we'll put you on the spot here. There we go. Okay. Everybody's got a bucket list, Coach. Do you have any stadiums that you really want to coach, or play in, or we'll say coaching, a stadium that you have not been to that you really want to coach in, kind of a bucket list? Or even if it's a stadium you want to visit for a game, maybe a college or pro stadium.
Visit for a game, I want to go watch a game in Notre Dame.
Okay.
I want to just go see that atmosphere. Coach in, I don't know if it's a bucket list, but one that I've been impressed with that I really want to play a playoff game in is the new ACU stadium.
It's a nice place. I covered Lubbock, Coronado, and Azle, and Odessa, Permian, Arlington, and Lamar there in the second round of the playoffs this year. It's a beautiful facility. ACU did a great job at that stadium. It's very nice.
We play a lot of playoff games in the Abilene area. We haven't got to get in there. I think for being a small school, that would feel like we're really, really, really big time getting to play in a place like that.
Tell you what, if you get a Thursday playoff game at ACU, you might catch Matt Stepp there.
There you go. I'll take that deal.
And I'm guessing another one. Have you coached at AT&T Stadium? I guess that would be one too, right?
Yes. I'm not I'm not going to jinx myself. We got a lot of really
that's the
tough.
goal, right? That's the goal.
It's always the goal.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to make any qualms about it. Childress, Texas, there's high expectations, and we want to play in a state championship game, but we got to win a district championship first.
I have to wonder if Childress ever made it to the state title game. Would anyone be left in town?
No. Oh, no.
That's just the way it is, right?
I don't know if anybody's left in town when we play Canadian.
There you go. That's a bucket list game I need to make us this year when Childress plays Canadian.
You need to be there.
Coach, appreciate your time. We appreciate what you do for student athletes in the state of Texas.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.